Welcome back, children. In the last session, we have completed the area objectives of SEBI. So we have seen all these objectives why the SEBI has been established. Okay, Securities Exchange Board of India. They are performing regulatory function. They are protecting the rights of the investors. They are actually preventing malpractices. They are forming some rules and regulations, code of conduct for the duties that has to be performed by brokers, merchant bankers, etc. So these we have completed. Now we are proceeding into the next area. So these are all are the objectives of a Securities Exchange Board of India. Now we are going to see another important area of this chapter, financial market, that is the functions of a SEBI. Many times they will ask case studies also from this area. Rather than direct question, you can expect case studies. Okay, so we will see them. What all are the functions? So already I said in the last session a briefing regarding the functions that are actually performed by SEBI: protective function, developmental function, and a regulatory function. You can remember like a PRD. Okay, PRD, protective, regulatory, and developmental. So first we will see the regulatory function. As a regulator, what work actually SEBI is performing. Now we will see. Okay. So regulatory function, as the name indicate, they are actually an authority that is taking care of the brokers, the sub-brokers. They are actually making them to get registered with the SEBI. Without registering with the SEBI, no person can act as a broker or sub-broker in the capital market or in the secondary market. More precisely, we can say stock exchange. Then they are also responsible for the registration part of different mutual fund schemes. Any kind of investment scheme, or even we can say mutual fund schemes, registration part, they are regulating. So I already said what is meant by mutual fund, children. Mutual fund is actually a kind of investment avenue. It's a portfolio of investment. It's a mixture of debt and equity. You can see here uh, a circle that has been divided into different part. It's just like I said in one of the class. Imagine a pie, or we can say imagine a pizza. So total pizza, which has been divided into different pieces. Each pieces refers to different investment avenues. A piece can be equity, a piece can be debenture, a piece can be uh, commercial. Sorry, a piece can be preference share. Another piece can be like a government bond, preference share, etc. So anyway, mutual fund registration is also one of the regulatory function of a SEBI, apart from registering brokers and sub-brokers. Then mainly, they are also regulating the functions of the underwriter. You know underwriter, who all are the underwriter? Last year we studied in business studies. Underwriter are those agencies. It can be a commercial bank. Sorry, it can be a merchant bank. So what they are doing? See, we studied that if a public limited company needs to get the sanction of a registrar, or if they want to uh, proceed further, they have to acquire 91 percentage. The public has to buy 91 percentage of the shares within 91 days. Okay, almost 90 percentage of the authorized capital has to be subscribed by the public within 90 days. If it is not subscribed by the public, then registrar will not allow the company to proceed further. Registrar will say to return all the collected money. They will inform the directors to return all the money to the investors along with the interest and all, and the company cannot proceed further. Public limited company, as a public limited company, it cannot function further. So to avoid this issue, the promoters of the public limited company during this stage, they will approach an agency called underwriting agency, or they will approach the merchant banker, and there what they will do, whatever unsubscribed portion of the public, whatever the unsubscribed portion of the share capital by the public, these underwriters, these merchant bankers will buy it in return of a commission called underwriting commission. Okay, so uh, the underwriter's duty will be also regulated by SEBI. Okay. Then if there is any taken over bids, if there is any amalgamation, if any company is acquiring another company, what all method, how the procedure has to be executed, everything will be decided, everything will be regulated by the SEBI. And if there is any kind of inquiry required, any auditing of stock exchanges required, everything will be done by SEBI. Okay, auditing work and conducting any kind of inquiry, auditing your stock exchange, all these work will be conducted by SEBI as a regulatory function. And if there is any kind of charges to be imposed, that also will be imposed by SEBI as per a regulatory function. So these are the important regulatory functions of SEBI, children. Either it can be asked as a 5-mark question, okay, or even as a case study part also you can expect. So registration of broker, sub-broker, registration of a mutual fund and any other investment scheme, regulating the work of share broker, underwriter, taken any kind of takeover bid by the company if there is any kind of amalgamation or any kind of such taken over bid, it will be regulated by SEBI. Okay, and any inquiry auditing also will be done by SEBI. If there is any kind of charges to be levied, that also will be considered as the regulatory function, children. Now we are moving into the next important function, developmental functions of a SEBI. So it's a developmental function. The name itself indicates that SEBI is responsible for giving some kind of developmental activities, or they are responsible for developing the people, the kind of understanding, the kind of knowledge. Okay, that is called the developmental function. Okay, that we will see in detail. You can see here the first slide itself, investor education. So for developing the investors or for developing the knowledge level, they will give some kind of education, some training, some kind of research, some kind of uh, publishing of information. We will see one by one. Okay, they will conduct some kind of research activity, children. They will conduct some kind of research. They will publish periodic information that are actually useful for investors as well as the brokers or for any other intermediary. They will publish information regarding stock market and any other market information. Then actually they are also helping in conducting any kind of measures so that the capital market can approach, they can have a kind of a flexible approach. Okay, that is the main thing you should remember, a flexible approach. Always capital market, we know that the capital market, the market itself is a fluctuating nature, it's a dynamic nature, isn't it, children? And our economy, our financial market, everything is subjected to changes. So it should be always better, or it should be always good if our capital market, if our secondary market session is highly flexible. They can adapt with they can actually adjust with the changes that are happening around the economy. So that is also yet another developmental function conducted by the capital market. Okay, undertaking some measures so that capital market will become flexible. So these are the developmental function, providing investor education, providing training to intermediaries. Intermediary can be stockbroker, or we can say depository participants. I said no, some of the names we have seen in last one of the slide here, who all are the intermediaries. Some of the names I have shown you that time, Seroda, Reliance Security, Sharekhan, Motilal Oswal, Angel Broking, Kotak Security. These all are actually intermediate, or we can say depository participants. Don't say depository. Depository is different. Okay, depository, main depositories are actually two. They are NSDL and CD, CSDL. Okay, NSDL and CDSL. Yes, that all we have actually discussed, children. So we will proceed further. We'll proceed with the next function, protective functions of a SEBI. What all are the main protective functions undertaken by the SEBI? So protective function, we already said, they are actually established as a watchdog. They are actually observing very keenly what all activities are happening in the financial market, any fraudulent activity, anybody is engaged in any kind of fraudulent activity, any kind of misappropriations happening, any unfair trade practices, price rigging, insider trading. I said the term insider trading before also, children. So please study that carefully. What is the meaning of insider trading? I will repeat once again. Insider trading is yet another fraudulent activity conducted in the stock exchange. So what is that? As the name indicate, they are conducted by the so-called board of directors or any key persons, we can say key persons who are working in the firm, who knows all the secrets about the firm. So they will make some kind of profit by uh, making use of the secret information regarding the share issue, debenture issue, etc. So these all are manipulation. Price rigging means unnecessary or unwanted or illegal kind of hike in the share price. That is called a price rigging, children. And in the prospectus, they can make misleading statements in prospectus. All these are fraudulent activities. So SEBI will protect all these. SEBI will protect the interest of investors against all these fraudulent activity. Then we already said this point, insider trading, children. Here they have mentioned it as another point. So explaining that one once again, insider trading, because they can be asked as a short question also, even 1 mark or a case study, small 1 mark case study question also, it can be asked. Insider can be the top officials of a company, as I said. So they can make bulk purchase, they can make the bulk sale for the purpose of making a huge profit on the basis of some secret information. Like they know when the company is going to declare next dividend. So accordingly, they will buy or they will sell the shares so that they can make a huge profit when the company is declaring dividend. Okay, then any kind of investor protection activity they can engage. So these are some of the protective function, children, conducting some fair trade practices. They will periodically publish some code of conduct for the investors and for the other depository participants to be followed. Okay, so these are the protective functions, children. These are the protective functions of a SEBI. So three functions of SEBI we explained: developmental function, regulatory function, and protective function. So these area, please study carefully, children. These are the three important functions. Okay, PRD. For each function, minimum 3 to 4 points you have to study carefully. Now, coming into another small area, stock market indices. The indices, we already said these are some kind of indicators that shows the condition of the market, the condition of the country, condition of the economy. Okay. So stock market indices, they are actually a tool. It's a device that shows the changes happening in the price of security in the stock exchange. So the market trend can be easily measured by studying the stock market index. For example, BSC, Bombay Stock Exchange, is having an index called Sensex. It's a combination of 100 companies share. Then we have the Nifty, we have a XII 500, we have the S&P CNX, S&P CNX 500. These are actually different type of share market indexes. In this, actually the famous one are, the popular one are BSC Sensex, BSC 100, Nifty, and XII 500. This is actually, CRISIL is actually full form, the credit rating institution, credit rating investment services of India Limited. So that is actually CRISIL. So these are actually stock market indices that shows the changes, the conditions, the trend of the changes in security price. Okay, children. So this is actually just they have explained here. Nifty is consisting of 50 shares. BSC Sensex is calculated on weighted average system of 30 share. Nifty is actually do an index that shows a weighted average of 50 shares. Okay, so commonly it is called a Nifty 50, and the Sensex is 30. So these all are the stock market indices, children. These are actually acting as a barometers. They are actually acting as a barometer for the economy. They show what is the pulse of the economy. They show what is the pulse of the market. So we can say with that, we have covered up the chapter financial market, children. So in this area or in this chapter, this much whatever we have studied, I just wind up in a few minutes. You have to study the meaning of financial market. Okay, in the financial market, we have money market. Money market, its features we have studied. So basically, financial market is divided into money market and capital market. Money market features you have to study. Instruments is not required. Then capital market. Money market is market for short-term fund. Capital market is market for long-term fund. Uh, these all are actually acting as a link between saver and the potential investors and the potential buyer. They are sources for different type of finances, isn't it? So we have studied all those things. Then we have clearly explained the difference between primary market, secondary market, and we explained the difference between money market and capital market. Then we studied about stock exchange. What are the functions? The trading procedure of a stock exchange. We said selection of a broker, opening a demat account, placing order, executing order, and settlement. Then we said about SEBI. What are the reason behind establishment of SEBI, objectives of SEBI, and the three function, regulatory function, developmental function, and protective function of SEBI. So with that, the chapter is over, children. Financial market is actually quite a small chapter. Okay, so study well, go through all the concept. Okay, so we will again meet in one of the another video session based on another chapter. Okay, children. So thank you so much.